Scene 2. Is the Qur'an preserved? So, what exactly came down from the Kitab, mother of the book, to Prophet Muhammad by the angel, between 609 to 632 AD? The Qur'an? Which was the one that came down? Surah Bani Israel, 17, verse 106 says, "We sent down the Qur'an, and in truth it has descended, and we sent you, Muhammad, but to give glad tidings and to warn."
وَقُرْآنًا فَرَقْنَاهُ لِتَقْرَأَهُ عَلَى النَّاسِ عَلَى مُكْثٍ وَنَزَّلْنَاهُ تَنزِيلًا.
Both Muslim and non-Muslim scholars and scriptural experts today admit there are 7, 10, and even 20+ different readings of the Qur'an in Islam today. Some Muslims claim that all these 20 to 30+ qira'ats are just the same and are supposedly differences of Arabic dialects. Have they truly lost their minds? The Qur'an's variant readings are all confirmed by the Mu'jam al-Qira'at, 2002 in Arabic, researched and documented by scholar Dr. Abdul Latif al-Khatib. He lists the multiple variants, reportedly read by canonical and non-canonical readers, in a dozen volumes totaling 6,000 pages. It is frequently cited by academics and can also be found online. As explained by Abd al-Latif al-Khatib, Mu'jam al-Qira'at, Damascus, Dar Saad al-Din, 2002. The above is further confirmed by Quranic scholar and Muslim Dr. Shadi Hekmat Nasser in his in-depth research and study the transmission of the variant readings of the Qur'an, the problem of Tawata and the emergence of Shawad, Nasser, Est H. Leiden, Boston, Brill, 2013. This is a serious and major problem in Islam and the Qur'an, and is described in Surah 4:82. If it had been from any source other than Allah, they would have found within it many inconsistencies. Surah 4, An-Nisa ayat 82.
أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ وَلَوْ كَانَ مِنْ عِنْدِ غَيْرِ اللَّهِ لَوَجَدُوا فِيهِ اخْتِلَافًا كَثِيرًا.
Then, do they not reflect upon the Qur'an? If it had been from any source other than Allah, they would have found within it many inconsistencies or contradictions. Here are more of the inconsistencies of the multiple variant Qur'ans that were floating around in the Muslim world. Many of them were even from the time of the Prophet Muhammad and his companions, or the Sahaba themselves. It was reported by the companions themselves about who are these Qur'an reciters, who were the closest companions of Muhammad. The hadith say that Muhammad instructed Muslims who to learn the Qur'an from. Learn the recitation of the Qur'an from 4. From Abdullah bin Mas'ud, he started with him. Then Salim, the freed slave of Abu Hudayfa. Then Mu'ad bin Jabal and Ubay bin Ka'b. Sahih al-Bukhari, Volume 5, page 96, and supported by other ahadith. However, Abdullah bin Mas'ud does not think highly of today's Qur'an, the one compiled and published by Zayd bin Thabit under Caliph Uthman bin Affan's command, or the Rasam Uthmani. Let us examine these Quranic problems and inconsistencies now. Number of surahs, chapters, in Ibn Mas'ud's Qur'an, 111. Recorded in Ibn Abi Daud's Kitab al-Masahif, page 53, etc. Missing surahs or chapters are surahs 1, Fatiha, 113, Al-Falaq, and 114, An-Nas, and also Al-Fad and Al-Kal, Ubay's Qur'an. Number of surahs, chapters, in Zayd bin Thabit's Qur'an, 114. According to Hadith Sahih al-Bukhari, Sahih Bukhari, Volume 6, number 510, page 479. Jalaluddin As-Suyuti's Al-Itqan Olam al-Quran, page 52f. Missing surahs are Al-Fad and Al-Kal. Number of surahs, chapters, in Ubay bin Ka'b's Qur'an, 116. Additional chapters or surahs are Surah Al-Fad and Al-Kal. According to Jalaluddin As-Suyuti's Al-Itqan Olam al-Quran, pages 152 to 153. The Shia Muslims, who follow Caliph Ali's codex and collection, have two additional surahs in some traditions. They are the Surah al-Nurayn and Surah al-Wilaya, which are not found in the Sunni Qur'ans. Muhammad Azat Darwaza, Al-Quran Al-Majid, page 60, Muhammad Ahmed Mail Allah, Al-Shia wa Tarif al-Quran. So, which was the real Quran that actually descended from the mother of the book, or Kitab, or the Lawu Mahfuz, and came down from there? Is it Ibn Masud's Quran, with 111 chapters? Or Zayd's republished Quran, commanded by a man, Uthman bin Affan, with 114 chapters? Or is it Ubay bin Kab's Quran, which has 116 chapters? Or was it Ali bin Abu Talib's Quran collection, followed by the Shia Muslims? Another problem, missing verses from the Quran. According to the Islamic sources, Surah 9 of the Quran was approximately the same size as Surah 2, a chapter that has of 286 verses. And yet Surah 9 only has 128 verses, which means that it is missing over 100 verses. Malik said among what had been narrated by Ibn Wahhab, and Ibn al-Qasim, and Ibn Abdul Hakam, is that when the first part of Surah Baraat was lost, Bismillah al-Rahman al-Rahim was also lost along with it. It has also been narrated from Ibn Ajlan that he heard that Surah Baraat was equal to the length of Surah al-Baqarah, or approximately equal to it. So the part was gone, and because of that, Bismillah al-Rahman al-Rahim wasn't written between them, between the lost and the remaining part. Tafsir al-Qurtubi, Volume 8, page 62, Surah Baraat, Chapter 9. Some Muslims also say that verses 128 to 129 of Chapter 9 of Al-Quran were missing, and should not be in the Quran today. So much confusions about the so-called pure word of Allah. Islamic traditions and apologetics try to cover up these errors by saying, it is reported from Ismail ibn Ibrahim, from Ayub, from Nafi, from Ibn Umar, who said, let none of you say I have acquired the whole of the Quran. How does he know what all of it is, when much of the Quran has disappeared? Rather, let him say, I have acquired what has survived. Al-Itqan, page 524. The above facts and findings do not instill confidence or belief in the Quran in any way as the true word of God. On the other hand, we have more reasons to conclude that perhaps it was not God or Allah at all who inspired these words to Prophet Muhammad. But it was the dark force and influence of Shaitan or Satan the devil who was probably behind these inconsistencies and Quranic anomalies. May the true and living God lead us to His pure light and truth. Please click on the next button to learn the somber conclusion.